Everybody, so I'm doing a little video for a video viewer's request, and this is about the ventilation system that I use in my 2011 Sienna camper van build. And so this one is an XLE, so it has a sunroof, and this is where it's mounted right here. And there's many people who've put a vent fan set up here in the sunroof, so this is not an idea new to me, but I guess some of the aspects of it are unique to me, or at least I think so. But anyways, so the big key to this is these fans. So just to get it right out of the way, in the description I will include a link for these fans, and also, very importantly, the controller here, PWM controller, that allows for the variable speed of these fans. So it's got a little twist knob here. You can turn it up real high or turn it down real low, and any place in between. Now, there are many computer fans out there. Not all are created equal. These are, from what I could see, the pretty good ones. These are the best ones I've seen. I'm sure there might be better ones out there. I don't know. Each one of these fans pulls 109 CFM, cubic feet per minute, which is a measurement of the volume of air that they can move in a minute. So you guys can see with 6 of them here, we're pulling a volume of air at full power that's pretty close to that of your traditional 14 by 14 vent fan. But this is real simple. So on my particular van, and I assume most of them, it's going to have a little aluminum track here, and the interior channel, where my finger's right here, is where the interior cover for the sunroof would actually slide on. So what I did is I just used a 1/4-inch piece of plywood, and I cut the appropriate size hole with a hole saw for each of these fans. I screwed them in. I just actually used a Craig jig screw because it has a flat kind of a pan head on it. And they turned out, I think these were 1 inch, and it turned out to be just the right length to bite into the 1/4-inch plywood, but not pop out the backside. And I was able to fit, in my particular application, this 1/4-inch plywood on top of that rail, and I put in a little piece of VHB tape and basically sat it down in there, and that allowed enough room to where the sunroof completely closes on top of it, so I don't have to move this. Now, I was a little afraid that it would vibrate around and make noise, or it might be too weak and break, but so far, so well. I've driven this van nearly every day. I've taken it off-road. I've done camping in it. I've used it a lot, and these fans have really, really worked out well. Now, if you leave it in place, a little bit of sunlight is going to come through, but I've found it hasn't been a big deal. Now, these controllers are what makes this really easy with these controllers. Is this has 6 plugins. Okay, so when you buy the particular fan I did, let me see if I can unplug one of these without breaking it. The plug for the fan looks like this. Okay, so this comes out of the fan, and then this particular controller here has 6 slots where these just plug in. So it is super, super convenient. And then the controller has 2 ways to power it. One is by a little plug-in here that has a 4-pin connector, or you can just plug in, I think these are, what is this, a 5.5 millimeter. You know, we've all seen these, just a standard DC plug-in. And it just plugs in there to give power to the controller. I just added this little piece of wood to try to tighten it up and run it down to your DC source. And that's really it. One thing I really like about these is they're quieter than your standard max air vent fan. And, you know, it's just a really good setup. So let me show you what one of these 1/4-inch panels looks like. And I'll show you the fan up close. All right, so ignore this fan. This was a mock-up test I was doing prior to me figuring out those computer fans. But this piece of 1/4-inch plywood here, this was one that I specifically cut to fit into my van. So this is what it will look like. I mean, every application is different. Every van is different, or at least between different models. So it's just kind of one of those things that I just took some measurements, cut it, and then a little bit of trial and error in terms of fitting it. But yeah, just very simple, you know. Is there other materials that would work? Sure, possibly. I've seen somebody use like a hard piece of plastic. A lot of those are really expensive and kind of hard to find, surprisingly. A piece of 1/4-inch plywood is, I mean, other than having to maybe buy a whole sheet if you don't have some laying around. But if you guys have any ideas in the comments of another thin piece of rigid material that could be used other than plywood, you know, something that would be easily obtainable that somebody might have around their house, go ahead and throw it in the comments. But yeah, that's an example of it. And then let's just, as far as installing it, I just simply, you know, just opened up my whole sunroof here and just kind of inserted it in from the top, and yeah, it really worked out well. Those fans are really versatile. On my 2nd gen build here, which does not have a sunroof, and it's a secret, I'm going to show you guys. I'm almost done with that one. I used those same fans to vent in another location in there, so pretty versatile. Link will be in the description. Hope this was helpful.